Alright, so this video is to talk about animator and animation, explain what they are and how I use them in this case to be able to come up with these animations, which are really cool. So, coming up with a spawn wake up animation, to also come up with running animation, just with an idle standing up and blinking as a normal idle, and jumping at the same time. Yeah, jumping. Also, I've managed to also do these animations and also make a layer to be able to make the same animations but with a gun on the hand. So he's able to run and he's able to jump while having the gun on the hand. Yeah, cool. So to do this, I firstly created separately all the different sprites, which in this case I didn't create them myself, but I used them to be able to learn this process. So as you can see, all these sprites have been created in Photoshop in different parts where I have been able to cut them with the sprite editor, as you can see here. But before using the sprite editor, we just have to put the sprite mode as multiple, then sprite editor, and he will appear slice, and then you have to go just to count how many sprites you want to cut it on, as how many you have. In this case I have 4, so I will just have to put 4 here, press enter, then slice, and then as you can see they're all sliced up, then close and apply. Then you'll be able to see the animations cut it up like this, and you'll be able to select them individually. Okay, so once every single sprite is divided by the others, you just have to go to the main sprite, which is going to be that one in this case. Then you just have to create a file. To create the file, you just have to go to Window, Animation, and then you see three different sections. In this case, I'm going to be talking about these two, Animation and Animator. In this case, to create the file, we just need to go to Animation. Here let's act like it's not created already. Here nothing will appear here, and here we will just say create file for this specific name, blah blah blah. You create it, and then this will come up as it is right now. Then you would just have to select every single animation, then just drag it in. You have to put a specific name like I have here, and as you can.
Hey guys, sorry, the other video just cut off, so I'm back into the project. So as I was explaining on the other one, I was about to go to Animator, but however, let me just finish with what I was talking about on the other one. And I was finishing talking about animation. As you can see, this is the animation window where you have just a normal file with all the different animations in every single second. You are able to manipulate the seconds and how fast you want the animation here. As you can see, if we go to the scene and if I play it, the character will be playing this specific animation. I can change the speed with where it says samples, and where you can see this specific file here on the hierarchy has different files of different animations. As you can see here, jump, if I play as well, it has jump, and you'll be able to see that it has many animations and they all repeated, but with a gun. So literally it's the same animation but with a gun. I'm gonna explain how I was able to swap between the animations in a minute. So for every single animation apart from the awake one that has a gun with it, is all the animations that you'll be able to change while you're interacting and firing with the character. So once this is done, we go to Animator. Let's just close this. So on the Animator, you can see that we have here the entry where it starts to awake. This is the animation of awake. So from this animation, it will go straight to the idle, where the character is blinking. And then from this, it will have different links to other animations, different sections, which will be activated doing specific things. So if you go back, if you just play the game, you can see that each movement, the awake animation happens, then with each movement, some other animation activates, or if I jump. or if I shoot, or if I run shooting, or if I just jump while having the gun on the gun. So this happens due to all these the different links, transitions that you can use. For example, for example, on this one, so the transition from idle to jump, you'll be using the condition of trigger jumping. As you can see, the conditions is jumping. At the minute, I only have two parameters created, is running and is jumping. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And from jumping to idle, you'll go back with the same condition of jumping, if it's activated or not triggered, and with the boolean that is running false. You will ask me why this is here if it's not involved with nothing about the animation running. Well, just in case, sometimes Unity gives errors, and it's just to read that this is not doing the action of running, so we'll just go back to idle. It's just to make sure. So as you can see, from jumping to run, it changes. The conditions are the same. It's jumping, the trigger, and then the boolean is running. But the boolean is set on true. So if it's set on true, it will go to run, from jumping to run. But then on the other one, going back to from running to jumping, you will see that there's no link back, but there should be. There should be is running and false, which will mean that it's not doing the action anymore, so we just go back to jumping, where it's been triggered, if it's triggered. As you can see, to do these conditions, I went to parameters, and here you have the options to create a flow, int, boolean, or trigger. So in my opinion, for running, it was better to create a boolean, as you're going to be using specific keys and you're going to be activating and deactivating the action. However, for jumping, I thought it was better to create a trigger, as there's only one action that you're gonna do once you press the key. And you don't wanna press the key and let it go, or not to let it go, then the action will be constantly happening. But I don't want that. I just want it to happen once I press the key. So that's the reason why I did that. All these conditions are activated using a specific scripts. So if I open the script, it will give me a second. You will be able to see magic. You'll be able to see magic. Here, you will be able to see that I'm using a specific script to be able to activate the animation. So just quickly, for this, you just have to create variable as an animator. It's going to be called anim. So here you just get the components of the animator to be able to use them. And here you just put an if statement. If the player is moving horizontally to any other part and is not stable in one specific place, it will move. And it will change the action to is running to my boolean. As you can see, animation.boolean. However, for jumping, if the player uses the function of jumping, it will trigger the animation of jumping while jumping. And you will ask me, which one is this? Well, this specific script is to be able to change layers of my animation, which I forgot to mention, sorry. So if I go back to the animator, we go to layers, which is next to parameters. And then you will be able to, you will normally be able to see just the base layer. But on this time, you have the gun layer, which is also made the same. However, when you come here, as in if you press the gun layer and then you press the arrow, you'll be able to see that the motion has changed. It's literally a copy of the other one, but I've changed the motion of each interaction just with the gun. As you can see in the sprites, there's different sprites using the gun. Like on this one, it's just the same running animation, but with the gun on it. So I literally just have to move it there and change the motion to that. So for this one, we just put that sync, and then on weight, we just put 0. the weight is to be able to make it a front or at the back of the base layer. So at this point we want to activate this action when we press the buttons. So as you can see on my script, this is what we do. If we use the function of shooting, it will change the set layer weight to 1. That will make the layer of the gun come in front and we will be able to see it. But if it's not, it will just go back to the base layer. So in simple words, just saying, if we are not using the shooting button, it will just be like this, normal. But if we do use it, it will just go back to that, to be using the button. So yeah. That was easier than expected, right? Yeah.